Hello ladies and gentlemen, RezakiriVII here with a new video. Today's video is going to be a guide on what items you should buy for Evie. Basically it's a part 2 from our previous video. Plus I'll be adding a guide on the item shop itself for those who are new. First thing I want to mention is that please take off the auto purchase. I can't stress enough that you have to take it off. If you want to be a better player, you need to take off that auto purchase, because this item shop in game plays a huge role in Paladins. Like it's a game changer. You can be good and everything, but if the team, your opponents have really good items that they bought, then you will guarantee lose. So if you're wondering how you lost, it's because of the item shop. They maxed out their items. Okay. I will be going through every single one of them one by one. Hopefully it'll help you in your games in the future. And that's all I gotta say about for that department. First thing is Illuminate. Illuminate increases the range at which you can see nearby stealth characters by 20 units. The only time you should buy this if they have a Charlene, Sky, or a Strix. Charlene not that much because he's not always invisible, but Strix and Sky, it's a must-have. If they have a Strix or a Sky and you're playing a flank or damage, you gotta buy this, because those two really change the game. Like they get really irritating, and then people start complaining, oh, they're OP and everything, and then when you use that character and you're dying over again, you're just like, why? It's because they got Illuminate. Okay, so if you want to deal with Skies and Strix, you gotta buy this. And if you do buy this, you gotta focus those characters down. Like you respawn, look for that character, hunt them down. There is a video I made where I was playing Evie and I did get this and I hunted the Strix down. You can go watch that and see for yourself. I will add it in the you will probably see it at the end of the video. But this is the only time you should buy it, if they have one of those two. It's really important. If they have a Sky or a Strix, buy this. If you have damage or flank especially, buy this. Focus them down to help your team and to keep them off your team, and you will see that the game's easier because you're focused on that character. Resilience you don't really need. For the most part, the only time you need it is if playing if you're going against a very heavy CC character. For example, Bomb King and all those characters, the ones that have really big CC. If you want to like stop it for a little bit to make the cooldown faster, so you don't have to get stuck in one place like Imani does to you, get Resilience. But I don't really see an importance in it. But if you're getting fed up of being like stunned and anything, just get Resilience and you're good. Especially if you're frontline. For Evie, you don't need this. For Evie, just stay away from this one. For Illuminate, it's a must-have for Evie if you're dealing with invisible characters. Next is Blast Shield. Blast Shield reduces the damage you take from area of effect attacks. The only time you should buy this if they have multiple characters that have explosive bullets. For example, Drogo's, Bomb King, Dredge, all those characters. If they have two or at least two on their team, get this, because then you can survive longer without having to always run away from the explosives. You know, you can try and tank some of it, especially if you're frontline. For Evie, you don't really need it because Evie, you're going to be moving around a lot. You're not going to be staying in one place like a frontline would. Haven, it depends honestly. For frontline, it's a must-have. For flanks, you don't really need it because it only reduces the damage you take from direct attacks. So that's like from guys that shoot arrows, bullets, and all that stuff. You take less damage. You will need it for a frontline. For Evie, it just depends for Evie. If you're gonna be like staying far back and shooting, you should get it. If you're gonna be aggro and teleport to their faces and all that stuff, you don't need it because you're gonna keep moving. So this it's optional. Now we're gonna go to utility section. Master riding, it depends honestly. If you want to get to the point quickly, then get it. But it's not very common. But for some front lines, people buy it often, especially if you're dealing with a kind of a big map, you know, that you want to get there quickly before the other team, and you want to lock it down. For example, Inara or Mokoa, you want to go there and lock it down, and so other team have a hard time trying to capture it. That's your card right there. So this one it depends on your situation. Morale boosts, it's more focused on the characters that have a very long charge up time, and the ult is a game changer and you want to get it as quickly as possible. This is your go-to card. A lot of people use it for Victor, but you can use it for any character. So this one is it's a kind of a common one. So if you want to get ult quickly and maybe you want to clutch, that's your card. But most of the time people just save up theirs and use it at really specific moments or when they have to. Nimble is for the flanks. I'm gonna just say it's for terminus and flanks. If you want to move around quickly, you want to get around corners quickly, you want to chase down a guy, Nimble. For Evie, I always buy it. Like for Evie, I'm always buying it because I want to be as fast as possible. I do buy morale. You don't need to buy morale boost for Evie because she gets her ult very quickly. Like if you're doing your job and killing guys, you're gonna get your ult really fast. As for Nimble, it just depends. If you want to move quickly and get around anywhere, that's your card. For me personally, I buy that. I always buy it. It's like my go-to card. Chronos, reduce the cooldown of all abilities by 10%. Chronos, it's like aim for the character to have a very long cooldown. So if you want to you just want to reduce the cooldown just by a little bit more, you know, so you can, you know, use the abilities more often instead of having to wait a long time and dodging and trying to run away and everything, then that's your card. For Evie specifically, I don't really buy it because Evie's cooldown is extremely fast except Ice Block. But Ice Block, like I said in the other video, you're gonna mainly want to use it on ults, so it should always be there when someone's doing an ult. So get that if you have a very long cooldown on your characters, like Mokoa, but Mokoa has a loadout where you can reduce his cooldown, but it still helps. We're gonna go to healing now. Kill to heal is for flanks. I'm gonna just say mainly for flanks. Get a kill or eliminations heals you for 300. If you're playing a healer, that's useful. If you're playing a flank, that's useful. You don't really need it for any other character. For example, a tank or a damage. A damage you'll need it, but damage is most likely you're gonna want to get life rip because they're mostly those spray and pray, you know. So for Evie, it's a definite get that card. For tanks, you're not gonna need it because tanks are gonna be locking down an area. They're not gonna go try and get some kills. Life rip, your weapon shots gain 10% life heal. It's for those characters that have a laser beam gun, you know, one of those that have a rapid shooting like Talus, Vivian, Tyra, Victor. It's better if you get it. Even for Fernando, surprisingly, it actually works for Fernando. So you want to get that if you want to get some life steal, you know, to be harder to kill, you know. The Evie, it does not work because she shoots a projectile, so life whip does not really work that well. Rejuvenate, receive 10% more healing from other players. Yes, if you're frontline, must buy this. Nothing else. You must buy this one. Even if you eat forever class, if you have like 2 healers or at least 1 healer, hell, if even a flank has a healing potential or a frontline like Khan, get this. You get more healing, so to survive longer. Evie, you're not going to need it because you're going to constantly be moving. You're never going to be in one place. You're going to be teleporting back. You're always going to be rotating around the map. So Evie, you don't need. For frontline, must have. For damage, optional. A veteran, not many people use this one, but it heals for an additional 4% of your max health every second you're out of combat. It's not really common because you're barely ever out of combat. Whenever you're in a combat, you're there until you die. Like, you're gonna try and finish that guy and you're probably gonna die in the meantime. So veteran is really optional. It depends on the person who's playing, honestly. So it's not really common because, like I said, you're gonna be mostly in combat. There's never really a time where you get a break, you know, unless you run all the way back. And then again, you got a healer who's probably gonna heal you. And if he's dead, you're just gonna, you're probably gonna try and do as much damage as possible, try and finish someone before dying. That's what mostly happens in game. We're gonna go to an offense. Offense bulldozer, only for those who have deployables. Weapon shot deals increased damage to deployables, pets, and illusions. So that goes for Barrack, Inara, and so on, etc. Evie doesn't need it because her staff does 850. That's usually enough to kill 1 deployable in 1 shot, 2 shots. So Evie doesn't really need this. But if you're having a character that's really irritating, for example, what's her name, the fox girl, I forgot her name. Oh, 1 second, let me check what her name is. Io. Yes, Io, you're gonna want this one because Io is a pain, bro. Like her fox is it's irritating, okay? So you're gonna want this one definitely for Io. Deft Hands, Evie, you might want it because for Evie you can reload quickly, especially when you're close combat, and you can reload quickly, kill the guy before he gets to finish his reload because you're gonna keep moving. He's gonna probably miss a lot of his shots. For this one, get it for Evie. Optional if you want, but if you want to do it better, you get this one. Cauterize. Cauterize is common. It's very common. If there's like a healer who's doing his job, like he is so good at his job, bro, and he's healing his team like a crap ton of healing, bro, Cauterize is your thing, man. Just get this one. It changes the game, man, especially if your whole team gets Cauterize. If you want to counter Cauterize, you got Rejuvenate. So if the other team's got Cauterize, you buy Rejuvenate, it counters that. But if they have a healer, bro, just get Cauterize and bro, just melt them. It will do the trick. You'll have an easier time killing people without having them like being immortal. You just seeing their HP going full every single time. Just get Cauterize. For Evie, it's optional, depends on who you're dealing with. But Evie is not really one of those characters that can deal with Cauterize because Cauterize is best for those who can spray, you know. For Wrecker, Evie, that is Evie's job right there. Evie is a tank, a shield destroyer, bro. If there's a Torvald, if there's any Vivian, if you want to deal with a Vivian, Torvald, the Ruckus, this is your go-to. Evie can just one-shot those shields, bro. Like she does a lot of damage with this. So if they have like a tank and you want to help the team with that tank, get this. destroy the shields, let your team do the rest, and you're good. So for Evie, let me go I'm gonna go back. For Evie, if you wanna, the main cards you wanna buy is Wrecker. Cauterize is optional. Death Hand is optional. Kill to Heal is a definite. Nimble is a definite. And Illuminate or Haven is optional depending on who you're dealing with. So Evie is gonna need those cards. The other cards, you don't need them for Evie. But if you're playing other characters and these guys have all these cards, if you want to counter some of these cards are counterable by the other cards. Like I said, Cauterize and Rejuvenate. But if you want to have a really easy game, make sure you do your job properly, get enough points as possible, buy these cards and counter your opponents, and you'll have a good game guaranteed, especially if your whole team is coordinated and buys the right things. If they buy the right things, no matter how good the other players are, these cards will affect the game greatly. So I recommend you to take off your auto purchase. If you're on PS4 and you have auto purchase on, just take that off, or PC, and purchase everything. Just look at your enemies characters and see who's going to be the most nuisance. If you're dealing with a tank that can give healing, shields like Torvald, the Wrecker, destroy his shields, destroy allies' shields. If you're dealing with healers, with Cauterize, if you want to get some healing while killing people and you're really good at killing guys, Kill to Heal, especially if you're getting a ton of eliminations, bro, just Kill to Heal will do your job. So overall, these cards, I can't stress enough that you have to get these and to counter your opponents if you want to have a really fun game. If you're thinking a character's OP, all characters are not that OP, okay? If you counter them properly with these, bro, the game will be easy for you. If your whole team does it, easy dubs, bro. You're gonna get a nice big fat W. You're gonna win games. But even if your team hasn't got it and you got that card, you're gonna win most of your fights because of these cards. They greatly affect the game. So I highly recommend you to get these. Another thing I want to mention is that just to hit that notification button, subscribe for more videos that are going to come in the future. I'm probably going to make a guide on Andraxis or Fernando, one of the two. Comment below if you want to know which one I should do first. And peace out.